Put the fucking mic on.
Lurch.
Yeah, buddy.
Freaking cold.
I know, man. We're socked in here. We got freezing fog. You know, it's just gross.
I hope it's better weather where you are out there, the listeners. We had a pretty mild beginning of the winter, so we're pretty blessed there. Still, in the scheme of things,
Not bad.
not bad.
All right.
But
It's not super cold, at least.
I went hiking on the ridge this morning, did my routine hike, and it was 24 degrees, and I never broke through the fog,
Yeah,
even when I got to the top of the ridge. It's just not as fun, not as satisfying, but still...
it's a bit depressing, honestly.
It is. The weather is, yes.
I don't know how people live in gray climates.
Right, all the time, year-round. Yeah, like Seattleites. I don't know how they do it. I really don't.
They're like mushrooms. They just pop out when the sun comes out, and they go enjoy it, and then they go back to their little holes.
No doubt. No doubt. You want to ride longer? Are you tired of a sore and achy ass? Then fix it with a high-quality butt buffer seat cushion. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of butt buffer seat cushions. Looks like we got
mail.
huh?
Yay! I got mail. Yay!
Yes, we do. Actually, this is a review of the Wilbur's LDC Nevomat shock set for your Harley-Davidson. This is from John Paella. He says, just picked up my bike from my HD dealership, which installed the Wilbur suspension system I ordered through the law-abiding biker. Immediately, I noticed the ride difference, even though my bike had progressive 944s on it. I'll speak a little bit to that in a second.
Oh, God, yeah.
The smoothness with the Wilburs were amazing. My wife and I do a lot of touring out west every year, and I wanted to upgrade for our typical 400-mile days when we're out there. I am totally pleased with this investment. Well worth the price, in my opinion. I am an MSF rider coach and have been riding over 40 years, and I would, without hesitation, recommend the suspension system. I myself also had some progressive suspension. I had the 490 Sports. They were nice, but they were nowhere near as nice as the Nevomat. And the Nevomat has that self-leveling technology, so you set it and forget it.
Yeah, you can't even that's like two different levels of suspension. Yeah, 944
is better than stock, but they're definitely kind of the lower end of the aftermarket suspension world.
Yep. Well said.
Mm-hmm.
And nice. And thank you for sending us the email. We do appreciate it. We have the platform here going on, 13 years here, whatever, 14. I don't even know where we're at, but
somewhere in there.
Nonetheless, we have built the platform, but we love sharing it. We've always done that with the biker community. And so anytime you can send us an email or a voicemail, we are very appreciative. Of course, we'd love to hear your voice too, but he just went over to lawabidingbiker.com/contact. That's our contact page where you can leave a email like this from John Palella, or you can leave a voicemail right there, either on your computer, just use the built-in microphone and record, or you can do the same thing on your smartphone device. And we are very appreciative. We love the community stepping up and sending us that stuff. So come on, guys, rally behind me here. Let's bump it up here in 2026. Just get some more voicemails and stuff like that. We would absolutely don't be shy. Don't be shy. We never make fun of people or anything when we're doing these. We actually want to get the information out, and even if it's something funny, that's always fun to read too. So yeah, thanks again for that, John. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson on a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike.
I like gold.
Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of 03D products. Hogworks builds motorcycle parts the way bikers want them. Clean fit, quality finish, and customer service that actually answers. Yeah, we run their gear on our own Harleys. Check out our full selection of Hogworks products in the law-abiding biker store. Love and trust their stuff, and super happy to have them as a sponsor going into 2026. Adding products feverishly as we can to the law-abiding biker store, just like 3D, just like Hogworks. If you do not see it in our store currently, it just means we have not made a listing. Does not mean we cannot get it for you. we would be happy to do that. Just hit up our store contact form. Let us know the part number you want. Remember, no tax if you live outside Washington, free shipping over $100. And don't forget, if you're a patron member, mid-level or above, you're around 10% off discount code. So there are savings to be had, and you're supporting a company of bikers, helping bikers by shopping in the law-abiding biker store. So thank you very much. Speaking of the store, Lurch has some items he wants to promote because we're adding stuff.
Do.
I'm still waiting for the first one. They're supposed to be in the mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them to
Snail
show
mail,
up.
maybe.
Apparently.
Well, we've had digital gift certificates for quite a while, but we're stepping up and getting some physical gift cards. So if you want to get a gift card for somebody and would rather have something to actually, put in the envelope or the printed piece of paper, we're going to have those in the store. You can order those online, or you can pick them up here at the store in Union Gap. Wilbur's front cartridge kits. We just added these. So we've had the Wilbur suspension in for quite a long time. But what we've had in there is just the spring front ends. You replace the stock OEM spring with a progressive Wilbur spring. But now we have the Wilbur's cartridge kits in there as well. And something that's neat, it's just a small thing, but it's a serial adapter. And it's a 4-pin, which is their wiring for the Rushmore bikes, to a 6-pin, which is what they're using now on the 24 and newer bikes. So it's an adapter for you to be able to adapt the Talo light, which I have on my bike. And
that's the light that goes around your trunk, guys. The Talo, not everybody's familiar with that.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. So the Talo mounts underneath your tour pack, and it's 3M tape, and it just mounts underneath. It's a slick, very stealth. In fact, I think they call it ghost technology. So you really don't even see that thing, but when it's lit up, it adds a lot of lighting to your rear bike. And then the Streak Tour pack light goes on the back of the trunk and also adds a lot of light. So those before, you couldn't put them on the newer bikes. Now you can with that adapter.
And in true fashion, we do things different than a lot of the online stores. They just suck like information and they don't actually do the listings themselves. They're just sucking it from wholesaler warehouses and stuff. We actually go in because we are different. It takes a lot more work, which is why we can't add products as fast. But in the listings where you would need something like this, we are very detailed on your options, and we give direct links to those products. So you can if it says this is required, you can click on it and add it, to your cart. So we painstakingly go over these listings to make sure it makes sense. We want to make it easy to shop in our store, and a lot of those other stores, they just don't answer your questions. And so along with our embedded videos at the bottom, if there's been a video on it. So just continuing to move into the future, trying to, help as many bikers as we can worldwide. We did an episode recently, since we're on the subject of moving forward. Law-abiding biker is looking for a full-time assistant store manager with a growth path within 12 months to move to full store manager. I'm not going to give all the details here. Go back an episode or two. We did just a standalone episode on that. You can also go to our YouTube channel. We did a full YouTube video on it. You can also go right to our website. In fact, Lurch, make sure that you put this in the show notes. If you're interested in that store manager, get on it. This episode's kind of fresh and it needs to get out, so this is going to go out pretty soon. Let's see. It is, there you go, law-abiding biker store job opening. And I want to, so we did the podcast and then I did a YouTube video. I want to get you the link to the website. Yeah, there it is. lawabidingbiker.com. I'm not going to give you the full thing. It's assistant store manager job. Yeah. Lurch will put the post with the video in the show notes for this episode over at lawabidingbiker.com / whatever episode number this is. Or if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can just, they all work a little different, but the show notes are right there. And Lurch will put a link. You can go over, read the, what we're looking for, and of course, watch the video. It is a rare opportunity, in my opinion, one of the best jobs you can have if you love Harley-Davidson, Indian American-made V-twin motorcycles, because we are busy around here and we have a lot of fun, and we literally get to do our dream jobs of, messing with motorcycle parts and finding new parts and talking to bikers and just the community, and just a lot of fun we have. It's a lot of work and we work hard, but we also have just a lot of fun doing it. So yeah. All right. Suppose we should get fired up for an episode here. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%
large and in charge of the motorcycle scene. By being here, by listening, you're part of what we call the hashtag
Biker Revolution.
One question. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
There you go. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
All right, so we've got a great episode for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I would just mention everything we're going to talk about. It's all about Chapter 2, Harley-Davidson recently, just a couple days ago, at the time of the recording of this podcast, released all their new 2026 models, Chapter 2. Several months ago, taking it back a little bit, they had done Chapter 1, and they didn't have a lot of changes. So here's what we have for Softail, here's what we have for Road Glide, Street Glide. So since then, we've been waiting because on their website, all these new bikes, including, we knew what they were. We just didn't get to see them. So we knew there was a Road Glide Limited coming, a Street Glide Limited, some CVO stuff, a Pan America Limited. Anyways, they've been under veils, and finally Chapter 2 here, they did a video. It was a great, nice video, overproduced and doesn't really tell you shit about the stuff that much, but a lot of glory shots and paint and things like that. So we're going to do what we do in this episode, and we're going to break it down for you in what you need to know as a consumer, and get rid of a lot of the fluff. There's some interesting things for sure. I know it just seems, you'll hear on the line, it's just paint. That's not true. There's actually a lot more that meets the eye. Harley's just not good at relating that. That's why we dig in. And we've learned some stuff since we did our video.
And on their video, they've got just a short amount of time to get our attention. We get to then digest that and put it out in a video format. But also on this podcast, we get to talk about it for an hour and a half. So we've got the luxury of going long form with it. So we're going to tell you everything you need to know.
Yep. I'll give you guys a little bit behind the scenes because it's kind of fun. We were talking about it the other day because sometimes we get information up front under embargo, but the last couple, Harley has not been good about getting us information, and I know they've been busy. That's not a put down on anybody at Harley. It's just it would be very helpful because here's how it goes when they don't give me the information ahead of time, so we can dig in. Here's the thing: we like to be factual, and we don't like to miss things. We have a lot of we beat ourselves up when we miss stuff, but it's to be expected when you have to do it, which is why I'm explaining behind the scenes for you guys. So what happens is on a launch day like that, that wasn't till 4 p.m. Pacific time. So we knew it was coming. It's on the calendar. And so what Lurch and I done the last several, and we had to do this with Indian too. Sometimes they send us free information, embargo stuff. But anyways, here's what we have to do when we don't get it previously. So 4 o'clock comes. Lurch and I stop whatever we're doing in the Law Abiding Biker store, and we sit down together. We're computers out. We've already started a note, a Google Doc, and kind of preliminary what we want to do. And then we watch their launch video. Now, the website isn't up at this point until the launch video, so we can't even get in the website. Sometimes they accidentally put it up early, and we're able to get in, but we weren't this time. I tried. And so we basically watched the video together, and as we're watching it in real time, as it's released, I'm chatting with people in the chat and all that, and Lurch is taking notes, and we're trying to talk to each other, but we can't talk too much because we'll miss what's in the video. And we make his feverish notes. Then we sit down right after, and we spitball real quick about things and kind of organize notes and how we want the video to go and what's important to tell the consumers, our audience, and put it in a nice, neat package. And then we proceed to set up film. I already have some of the film gear set up, mic up, get everything set. And then we sit down with our laptops in front of the camera. That's how we've done it the last couple times here at the front counter of the Law Abiding Biker store. And hopefully we don't have any technical problems, which we did. We had to shoot it twice. So it's easy to miss stuff when you're doing it that fast. And the reason we do it that fast, it's unfortunate. We have to do that. I would like to take that and spend 5 days digesting it and really looking into stuff. But if we did that, we would put a video out on YouTube and it would tank because everybody else would walk on you as far as the algorithms and search. It's old news in 5 days. So it's one of those videos that you have to get out if you want to compete at all on YouTube and actually have your audience actually see your video and get it in front of them through the algorithms that YouTube does. We just know this from lots of experience. So it's an unfortunate way to do things. So it gets better. So then from there, I've got the SD cards with the video. I've got screen recordings. I've got all this stuff. I commenced to go straight home to my video editing room in my home. And that night I was up and I edit it all. I chop it. I do what I need to do. And then I have to render it. And then it takes well over an hour to upload to YouTube. Then I get it uploaded. I've got to do artwork, all that for the thumbnail, a little bit of SEO stuff. And then bam, it was like 1:30 or 1:45. I think you said
about
you saw the release about 1:30. I hit release on YouTube and then I go straight to my bed and fall face first and crash. And then the next day comes and comments and doing that. But that's what I just thought the audience sometimes likes to hear behind the scenes. Like those don't just, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So I would say it would be nice to have that stuff, at least a few days ahead of time. Because then we did miss something and we'll talk about that. It's not huge, but I don't like missing stuff. But it does happen. We didn't say anything wrong. We just didn't say something that I think is somewhat important. So we're going to do it here. And I made a notation on the video. You can't edit YouTube videos and you can't re-upload them. You're screwed. So if there's a mistake or something you missed out, you're just effed. If you took it down, you would lose all your search juice and you would be starting from scratch.
Nobody wants to lose their juice.
No, dude. Well, I tried to lose my juice.
You can give your juice away. You don't want to lose your juice.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it.
There's a difference between losing it and providing it.
That's true. That's very true. So anyways, Lurch, you have a couple, we are cranking out the videos here. These are 2025 and 2026. Do you want to mention a couple of these?
Absolutely. I thought it was appropriate because we had a review on the Wilbur suspension. We've got a why Wilbur suspension is the ultimate upgrade for your Harley-Davidson touring bike. That's an all-two video on the Wilbur. So check that out. Link will be in the show notes. And also another one, complete PSR adjustable lever install on a 24 and newer Harley-Davidson clutch and brake. Check both those videos, links in the show notes.
And as usual, the videos, especially the clutch one. Oh no, never mind. That's not our clutch one. That's Wilbur's. Those, if they're related videos, remember we embed those. So if you go over to the products on those, so the easiest way to find it is what I'm saying is to head over to Wilbur's listings and you'll find those videos embedded at the bottom of those listings. Same with the PR adjustable lever. Sometimes it's the easiest way to search for stuff.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah,
when people are asking for stuff, I just go to show listing and copy a link and send it to them.
We've taken a lot of time to make sure we get that stuff over there. So, Lurch, going into 2026 here, we're pretty pleased. We've had a lot of people take action in the form of signing up as patron members. And we are very, very appreciative of that. And so we want to thank some of our newest patron members right now.
We would like to thank Les Brook of Jackson, California, Martin Mitchell of Cooper, United Kingdom, and Lilo Rubino of Islip Terrace, New York.
There you go. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge. Basically, it's real easy now. You just sign up for a monthly subscription. You get to choose the level of subscription and the benefits that you want to receive. It's very clear over there. There's only 3 levels. And again, just head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon, and you'll also receive a plethora of benefits dependent on what level you sign up as, such as t-shirts and stickers, access to the private Facebook group, a troll-free zone, nothing but bikers helping and connecting with other bikers in there. Years and years of search. You can search in there for tires or clutches or whatever, and there are some very brilliant people in there. And it's again, troll-free zone. You're not going to get, even if you think it's a dumb question, it will not get seen as a dumb question in there because we are just there to help each other within that community. You get access to live video broadcasts and chat, podcasts early. That's a big one. You get podcasts uploaded to your Patreon account, premium videos up on request, and of course, access to the Ride Meetup and events, and which we should probably talk about here, shouldn't we? So
absolutely, we should.
Let's do it. Do you want to give some of the details?
Yeah, so we have our official 2026 Law Abiding Biker Patron Meetup and event scheduled. It's going to be July 26th, 2026. And we're going to meet in Henrietta, New York at around 11 a.m. at an undisclosed location, but that information will be forthcoming. Once you sign up, we'll eventually send that stuff to you. For security reasons, we don't put it out right away. There's generally a meet and greet for about an hour. Kickstands up at noon. We'll take a nice 1.5 easy ride into the Buffalo, New York area to a undisclosed event for a meal and social event, and we'll lead you there. That event will end around 5 p.m. because we've got to get back on our trip. You must be a mid-tier and above patron, signed up no later than April 1st, 2026. So get signed up ASAP. The link for that sign up is lawabidingbiker.com/2026 meetup. You can't sign up anywhere else, not in Facebook groups or anywhere else. So make sure you go to that link and fill that all out.
It'll be in the show notes.
It will be. Deadline for sign up is May 1st, 2026 with no exceptions. That's because there's a lot of logistics and planning that's involved. We ask that you please don't sign up unless you're 100% sure that you're going to attend. And if for some reason you have to back out, please let us know as soon as possible. After you sign up, you're going to get 2 emails. This is very important. One will be preliminary information. The second is an email opt-in. You've got to opt into that email list because that's where we're going to send out all the information. If you don't sign up, I will harass you.
Yeah, no doubt.
After the sign-up deadline of May 1st, shortly thereafter, you're going to get an email with some updated information about the event. The final email will come out the day before the event and have the meetup location and all that good stuff. So again, sign up at lawabidingbiker.com/2026 meetup, and we hope to see you there.
That's /2026 meetup, no dashes, no spaces. Also, we said, please take it very seriously. If you sign your name that you are going to attend, you got to understand many logistics and expenses go into planning these events. So we need to know who's going for catering and all kinds of stuff. So everybody's been really good about that over the years, and we appreciate your attentiveness to that matter. Go ahead.
Yeah, we currently have Scott Williams, a new patron, just signed up that's going to help us out with the ride. But if you're in that area and you want to also help, get a hold of me, Matt at lawabidingbiker.com.
More hands makes easier work, and that's always nice. So thank him for sure for signing up and helping us so that we're in the preliminary of scouting and figuring out what we're going to do. It'll be a really nice, easy ride, so don't worry about that. If you've never been on one, we're not hauling ass. We're not being crazy. This is a group ride. It's there to spend time together. It's supposed to be relaxing. It's not supposed to be stressful. It's a way for all of us to get to see and know each other in person rather than online. And it should be spectacular. I'm super, super excited about this year's event. If someone was Lurch new, a lot of the patrons understand the way we do things, but let's say we have a new member or has never been on one of these and is out there listening saying, okay, it's a lot of information. I know where to sign up. How should you strategically and logistically, if it was you and you're like a patron member, how would you go about getting set up here to make sure you could make it and everything?
Well, I would know that the event is on July 26th, and so I'd block that time out. But if you're looking to like book a hotel room and get there, somewhere around the Henrietta, New York area, you want to be within 1-2 hours because we're not meeting till 11, so you can travel. Get a hotel for the Saturday, at a minimum Saturday, the 25th, and then that way you're ready to go the next morning on the 26th. And quite often the patrons meet up afterwards. We've only got a certain amount of time that we can spend with you guys, but a lot of times the patrons on their own then will meet up afterwards.
True that. And yeah. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our main topic. I think we took care of everything we needed to take care of.
I think so.
A lot of information, I know. All right, so we are going to break down for you. Lurch, why don't you start let's start with what models were released in Chapter 2, a list of them, and then we can start breaking stuff down.
Okay, yeah, there's definitely some. We knew the Limiteds and CVOs were coming, so I'll mention what those actually were. There is a Street Glide Limited, a Road Glide Limited, a CVO Street Glide Limited. Then there's a CVO Street Glide, a CVO Street Glide ST, a CVO Road Glide ST. And then there is a Pan America Limited, 1250 Limited. And then the trikes got some upgrades. So there's a Road Glide 3 that's been updated. There's now a Street Glide 3 Limited and a CVO Street Glide Limited trike.
Are you searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Then Zero 3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero 3D's got your back with chrome, lighting, and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding. for a super easy installation. That equals less time installing, guys, more time riding. Zero 3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you guys. That's right. They pride themselves on the best of customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com, or give them a call at 715-808-0027. Zero 3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Parts Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Art. Of course, don't forget to check your Harley-Davidson dealership and ask for Zero parts. Head over there right now. Check them out. lawabidingbiker.com/Zero, CIRO, and tell them that the Law Abiding Biker crew sent you. So with those, we are, there's actually, like I say, a bit more to talk about than one would think. So I think I want to start, and then we'll just kind of spitball it from there, Lurch. I think it was I was super pleased with the event overall. Not the event, with what I learned in the event is what I want to say. So it's been a bit. So we all knew. Let's just take it back a little bit. So let's go back to 2023 and a half.
Yeah.
I was blessed, and I was one of the first ones. I was the first one, to one of two people to go down to California when it was big, because they released the 23.5 CVOs, which were the only bikes that were getting the new, you guys all remember this, the new shark nose fairing design that got leaked by some dude, and it was a shitty picture, and that was an internal mess for Harley-Davidson. But we got the new shark nose fairing and the new batwing fairing, and I loved it from first. And you can go back to those videos in the podcast. I absolutely loved it. I think it was long overdue, and then we come to 2020. So we got the CVOs, and then we come to 24, and now Harley releases the road glides and the street glides regulars and CVOs, of course, with the new fairing design. But left in the dust with the old fairings is your ultras, right?
The ultras, the limiteds,
the trikes. Yep.
Yep. The Road King.
Yeah.
Yep. Several bikes.
Well, the Road King doesn't have a fairing.
But it didn't have the new upgraded tank or anything.
Gotcha.
Meaning they didn't change it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're stuck with this, and then we go to, so now comes 25, and we're like, all right, are they going to switch shit over? Are they going to do it? No, they did. They kind of did. So then we get this bike, which is I've got a 24 Street Glide, and I built it out as a Street Glide Ultra. Basically, I put a trunk on it and lower, so it's full touring. But Harley then, after I do that, comes out with a Street Glide Ultra, which is well, exactly what it says, the Batwing fairing Ultra, but that's it. And it has the new fairing, and the other Ultras and Limited still are, and trikes are rocking the old fairing. So now we're like, what the hell are they doing? Well, then come 26 with this event. Now we find out the Street Glide Ultra is a 1-year wonder, and we'll talk about some of that. Okay. You remind me, and you can talk about that when I'm done, because I'll forget. All right. So then we have a 1-year wonder, the Street Glide Ultra. And then now 2026, this is what I'm getting at, is I'm super stoked because, number one, as a motorcycle parts store and accessories, it's effing confusing when we're trying to help customers and make listings like, well, do you have a 23 and a half CVO, or was it a 23? And do you have a 25 Ultra with the old fairing, or do you have the new fairing? It's just a freaking mess. So here we are with this launch event, and it seems Harley has consolidated everything. So now, thank the Lord, we finally got rid of all the old fairing designs, and we're going to break this down more, but just know from here on out, as we're talking, everything has the new upgraded fairings. Like Lurch said, he mentioned tanks, all that. We got some other new stuff too, but we'll get into that. So with that said, I want to digress and let Lurch explain some opportunities with the Street Glide Ultra, probably.
Yeah, we had a gentleman come in the other day and was talking about a deal that he got on a Street Glide Ultra here in the local area. It was insane, an insane deal. And our thought process is, because that bike is a 1-year wonder and the new limiteds are coming out, that dealers are trying to liquidate those. Very good bike. It's missing a few things that the limited has, of course, but at the price that this gentleman got this bike at, I would take it all day and twice on Sunday. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for a touring bike, that Street Glide Ultra is great, and you can get smoking deals. I mean, we're talking probably, from what he told me, probably $15,000 lower than what you're going to pay currently for the new limited. So if they're out there, take a look at them. It might be worth the investment.
I'm looking up something here because I want to remember. So it's 2025, remember, 1-year wonder. I'm looking up the 2025 Street Glide Ultra, and it's basically exactly my bike that I currently have because I built it out.
Mm-hmm. It's a Street Glide with the trunk and with the lowers.
Yep. Let's go to 2025, and we will go to bikes, Grand American Touring Street. Do you see it?
Yes, it's a little farther down.
Is it? Okay,
Isn't
wait.
it?
I'm looking.
Well, I don't even see it anymore.
I know.
What the heck?
And I'm on 25s, dude.
Yeah.
You see, you can't even get it. 25 new motorcycles. 2025 new motorcycles. Let's see. They may have taken it off their website.
That'd be strange.
I'm highly confused here. Let's go back. Let's just see if we can get some images. That's all I really need. So 2025 Harley-Davidson. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So let's look at this guy. From what I remember, Lurch, though, so no trunk lighting, right?
Correct.
So just it's just like mine. It's a blank trunk. Of course, we have Zero stuff you can put on it, Talo, like I'm doing and stuff like that, because that's the best place to put light up there where people can see it. Just remind me if I'm wrong. That's not lights down there.
No, that's just trim piece.
Okay. And then you've got the lower. So it's pretty much like the limiteds that they released this year. But you don't get the lighting on the trunk, and you don't get the built-in fog lights that we're going to see on the 26. Yeah, go ahead.
Heated seat, heated grips.
Thank you.
121 BVT.
No, the limited only came with the one.
I'm talking about the new bikes.
117, not 121.
Okay.
The new limiteds, only the CVOs are coming with 121s. Yep. The 2026 Road Glide and Street Glide Limited are 117 VVT. Only your CVO's got a 121. So you're still getting the 117 on the Street Glide Ultra, but it's not VVT. We're going to talk more about that. That's one of the things. That's the big thing that we missed. We just said it was a 117, but it's actually the new 2026 limiteds are VVT. But so you're not giving up a lot there. And this bike, you can still cam out if you want. And like Lurch said, deals to be had because they want those off the floor because it's just like it was a one and done. And so it makes sense that they would want to move those out. So yeah, might be the time to make a power play and a power move there. So let's look through here. Yeah, I think it's a huge win for consumers. It provides dealership clarity. And of course, aftermarket compatibility is kind of going to be a lot easier now. And it wasn't just motorcycle stores that were confused. It was consumers, and then they would go to the dealership and, well, you have this old fairing or the new fairing, and this one does this and this one does that. And so it's going to simplify everything across the line. So very pleased with that. So let's move in to the Street Glide Limited and Road Glide Limited and go across some of the key details, which we already teased you with here. So I do want to correct from the video, not correct, but just add that I do want to talk about the motors because it was something that I wished we would have talked about on the video. It is very important to understand that we now have in 2026 a Street Glide Limited and a Road Glide Limited. So they're both full touring bikes with trunks and lowers, and we'll dig in a little bit more. But they came out with the 117. I have the 117, but they decided to add variable valve timing. Now, we first saw VVT back on what I talked about earlier when I went down to California to be one of the first to ride the 23.5 CVOs. That was the first time that the VVT motor was introduced by Harley. And since then, it has been restricted to CVOs. And then I recently, just a couple months ago, flew down for Harley to Florida. Of course, I did videos on all this on the channel, guys, but they came out with the new police Road Glide model, and it got a VVT. So here's what you need to know about that, the VVT. I think it was a good move because of what these bikes are set up for, which is these are limiteds, and these scream in your face. If you're buying one of these to ride around town, you are wasting your money. These bikes are meant to go like we're going to do later this year in July during the patron meetup too, is like 18 states in 12 days. That is what these bikes are made for. These are for laying miles. So it makes sense that they would go with VVT, variable valve timing. If you haven't ridden VVT for a touring application, unbelievable motor, unbelievable smoothness, unbelievable power delivery. It's different. It's different than a standard motor. So a lot of guys aren't buying a Street Glide or Road Glide Limited and tricking it out to do drag racing and wheelies and all that. They're going to stick with a Road Glide or a Street Glide for that, in which did not get VVT in 2026, because you're pretty much screwed with VVT for cam upgrades and all that type of performance stuff. You can still do stage ones, air intake, exhaust, all that. But when you're starting to rip into the motor, the things change. Variable valve timing is rather complicated and has computers involved, which makes sense because you're going to tour and you want the best motor for touring. If you want a hot rod, don't get one of these. Get a Street Glide. And even if you were a very niche person and you're like, I want a bike with a trunk and lowers, but I also want to trick my bike out and cam it and all that, then what you do is you buy a Street Glide or Road Glide and add a trunk and lowers, and you could still cam that bike out and then just take your detachable trunk off or whatever you want to do for when you want to go, drag racing and try to get late or something, whatever you're doing with your muscle bike. I tease. It's great to see a lot of those builds, but so those are kind of some of the choices that you have to make, but I see why Harley did it, and I agree with them on that decision. So, you have anything to pick up on that?
I
Lurch?
did. Just saying, I did find the Ultra 2025 Ultra on Harley-Davidson's website, and confirming it does not have lighting on the rear trunk.
I thought that was one of the things.
Yeah.
So, but we can get you hooked up.
You can add all this stuff to it.
Yeah, we got you covered, and it's better anyways.
Yeah, you pick one up for, $15,000 cheaper than the new limiteds and add a little bit of bling to it, you're going to be right there.
Yep, you can add. Yeah. I think it came with heated grips too, so you're good there.
You'd need a heated seat.
Yep.
LED lighting in the fairing.
Yep.
Lighting on the trunk. Yeah, then you're pretty much there.
Yeah, very simple. Very simple. I did it with mine, so not a big deal there. Get that
some
deal.
Speakers in the rear trunk.
Yeah. If you wanted some speakers back there,
it's pretty close.
Yep. All right. So, this is a big distinction for buyers when you're going down to make a choice at your dealership on whether you want VVT or non-VVT, and whether you're going to try to trick your bike out or not trick it out, or whether you just want to frickin' lay down miles like me. So that was a big thing, and we did not mention that in our video, but All right. You want to talk about some of the other key limited features that people are getting? We kind of glossed over them.
Yeah, we mentioned a few, but they have LED lower fairing lights baked in, meaning they're coming from the factory with LED lights, fog lights, if you will, in those lower fairings. Real slick, too. They're not these big bulbous lights hanging off of the bike. They're integrated into the fairing. A very slick look.
Let me piggyback on that real quick.
Ahead.
So it's interesting, and I'm glad they're coming with that. So like my lowers that I put on, they're OEM lowers, and they have that cutout for those OEM LEDs, which I never bought. So you can still do those even if you just buy lowers, but you'd have to buy those, and they're rather expensive. Nice to see they're coming with them. So.
And then there's a redesigned tour pack. They called it the Grand Tour Pack, and they kind of just went by that in the video. Didn't really explain it, but it appears to be the same size as the current King Tour Pack, but it's definitely shaped a little bit differently. It's got some different angles on it that mimic the tank and the saddlebags of the new redesigned bike. And it's also got a kind of a revamped taillight Frenched into the rear. It's very slick and looks very nice.
All right. So, moving into chrome versus black trim. And I want to give some credit where it's due.
Absolutely.
We are a independent channel, both YouTube and an independent podcast. And although I get to do a lot of cool stuff with Harley, I don't work for them. So to keep the trust of our audience, and because I just would never hide things or my opinions. And I have complained, and I'll complain here a little bit, which I'm also going to praise them because they fixed it. So we're going to get a little negative and then a positive. But you guys that follow me have known, I've said for years, a lot of times what Harley was doing is, so let's just say, aside from the flex your muscle, I like shark nose or I like bat wing, besides going down that rabbit hole, for like 20 plus years or more, the Batwing fairing was Harley's number one selling bike.
And as a shark nose fan these days, I can admit that.
Yes.
I started out with the Batwing. Love it.
You did. Yeah. True. And I love the shark nose. I really do. It's just
a preference.
It's a preference, and it's how the bike handles too. I really like the fairing that turns with it. But anyways, with that said, King of the Baggers came along, which is huge, and I love it. But we really went overboard, and I've complained about that, in which Harley seemed to just be focusing on the shark nose and leaving behind their number one seller for 20 years. That's not always a good move, in my opinion, because you still have a huge portion of your your consumer base that wants the Batwing, besides all the sheep that, I want a shark nose now. No, I'm just teasing. See, we always got to play those games. I'm just, I stuck. I'm OG. So
me too. I had a shark nose before they were cool.
You did have one of the old shark nose. Yeah. And, no, we just tease about that stuff, guys, but, all in good fun. But Harley was, I felt like neglecting that, and not only neglecting that while we're on it, we're talking about trim too, is you would see also black trim that got way overly popular, in my opinion. If you like black trim, it's cool. I don't dislike it, but I am a traditional Batwing, traditional chrome, and they Harley found out, I think, that there was a lot of those, and there was a lot of us complaining. Do not leave us behind, because we've been putting the money in the bank, those bikes for the chrome and Batwing for many, many years. I'm okay. Do black, do shark nose. I don't want just one bike. Otherwise, everybody be cool like me and have the same bike, But I complained about that, and then additionally, we saw shark nose and black trim, and then what Harley was doing is you would go in to buy a new bike, and you go to their website, and there was a Batwing Road Glide or a Street Glide, a Street Glide and a Road Glide. And when you would go to, let's just say, the Road Glide, and you would click on chrome, you would get some color options. And then you would click on black, and you would get better color options. And
to the point where people were buying bikes and swapping, dealerships would swap over tins for them.
That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. So that was
if you've got the money and you want that color, and you're willing to pay the labor to swap some tins over, they'll do it for you.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I had forgotten the guys were doing that. And so that was a slap in the face to traditional chrome guys and Batwing guys. And so here we are in 2026. Here's where they streamlined again. And I think it's going to make everything easier. It's going to please the consumer. And as long as, so now both bikes have the same color options, and it doesn't matter whether you get chrome or black, you get the same color options. And it doesn't matter if you get Batwing or shark nose. Everybody has access to all the same stuff.
Good move.
Well, I do. Okay.
Good move.
Yeah. Consumer wise, if a guy's going to buy a shark nose, he's going to buy a shark nose. He doesn't need extra colors for it. You're just pissing off other people that don't want the shark nose. So I think Harley figured that out. They do listen, believe it or not, guys. They need to, because they've got investors, they've got people to please. And I think they got some pushback, and I was one. I did it, in a way that wasn't, derogatory, but I certainly expressed my opinions over time to our, large YouTube audience and podcast audience that I wasn't happy about those decisions. So I'm not saying they listened to me completely. I'm just saying I think there was a lot more than me that they got feedback on. And so here we are. So a lot of that's what some of the stuff that I think, that doesn't, obviously their video, they're not going to say stuff like that. That's some of the stuff that there's actually a lot more here and a little bit bigger than what a lot of people online who are just scoffing. Just paint again. Just paint. We need a new frame every year. Yeah.
Which is impossible.
It's impossible. Just like smartphones, there's incremental upgrades, and then you're going to get big ones. Companies can't afford to frickin' retool and redesign everything every year, so that's not realistic.
It'd be even more expensive if they did.
Oh God, yeah. You complain about the prices now. Yeah, no doubt. So let's go. Lurch, do you want to talk about the CVO models? Why don't you pick that up?
Absolutely. So the CVO's got the 121 that continues on with the VVT. No real major engine surprises there. Styling and trim kind of as to be expected, in a CVO. It's got every bell and whistle, every chrome or black part, every comfort part you can think of. So just not a whole lot of change. Very cool color options, though. There's some really sweet color options. One of the biggest things, and I know you're excited about this.
Dude, I just brought it up. Lurch is looking at I've got it up on the monitor. Oh, this bike, dude. I've never wanted a CVO, and it's only because of the fucking paint on this thing.
It's great. God. So, Harley picks different models every year to do CVOs on, and this year they've chosen the Street Glide. So there's a CVO Street Glide, and it's only available in chrome, which is unique because a lot of times it's been black in the past, right? So only trim options chrome, and the only color option is what they call torched orange, but it's actually a tricolor. It's an orange, a black, and kind of a silvery gray, but just a sweet combination. The way the paint and the chrome go together. They've added some extra touches to make it a little more racy if you want. They've got a colored windscreen that kind of matches the torched orange. It's got some red accents on the engine. It's a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I can't stop looking at it.
I know.
And I am not a CVO guy. I like building my own bikes out, but this is the first time I've seen a CVO. And I think a lot of it is a little bit nostalgic to me because my Amber Whiskey 14, which started the channel, it's got some of that same hues in the orange parts of the paints. But my God, you guys got to go look at the 2026 CVO Street Glide. And with that new fairing design, look how they did the paint. It's just you just got to go look at it. It's unbelievable. It's almost like I want to get this bike and then put a trunk and lowers on it. You know what I mean?
I also am not a CVO person because I like to trick out my own bike and make it the way I want to. But some part of me thinks that at some point in my life, I may have to have a CVO.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Dude, you are definitely just lost it if you do that. I'm just teasing. I would just, but we work at a parts motorcycle store, so we're going to take off a lot of that stuff and put our own stuff anyways, which you could do.
You know what? I think I deserve it at this point in my life. So maybe the next one. I just got a 24 Road Glide. I kept my last one for about 10 years. I imagine I'll keep this one for quite a while as well. But, maybe as I get into my late 50s, I might have to treat myself.
Yeah, buddy. So I'm pulling up so they pick a bike every year, and they picked the Street Glide this year for the CVOs, which was really cool. It's another reason I think they heard feedback and they're like, it doesn't mean that they're not going to do shark nose. That's not the point. The point is to balance it back out.
Yeah.
I think they're trying, and they're like, okay, I know that they got a lot of feedback on this. But the Street Glide CVO, Street Glide Limited CVO.
Yep. That's nice too.
This bike just needs to come in that, whatever that other Street Glide CVO color was.
The torched orange.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Then I'd be all over. So, and by the way, at the end of this podcast, I'm going to reveal I am in the market for because of this release and what I'm seeing. It sparked me to possibly get a 2026 Harley, but I will reveal a little bit later what that's going to be for the audience. So stay tuned for that, guys. But what else on the did you cover everything on the CVOs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get back here.
Other than the CVO pricing.
And we're not going to go over every price on the models and stuff, but it is. So it was talking about CVOs. This is a Street Glide 2026 CVO Street Glide Limited, $52,000. Tricked out. Let's we didn't talk about this. Let's go back.
I think the Street Glide CVO was 49, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think so. Let's just go more interestingly, which is what most people are going to get if they want a limited, is just the regular limited.
32 starting?
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, 33.
Ride longer and treat your ass with some respect already. Get hooked up with a premium butt buffer seat cushion. This company of bikers developed a super thin hospital-grade seat cushion made of solid and elastic materials, and it's unlike those gel pads that will leak if punctured. The butt buffer is designed not to slide around in your seat, fits all motorcycles, installs in seconds, easily cleans, and helps to dampen vibrations. With plenty of models to choose from, they assure you'll have a comfortable ass when riding. Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our lineup of butt buffer seat cushions. $33,000 for the full limited. Whether you want to get the Shark Nose, let's see. I think the Street Glide was the same, if I remember right. The Street Glide Limited, just to make sure.
And of course, with
33,
color options, you can go up to almost 2,000 more.
True.
On the paint.
That's base price.
Yeah, that was base price 33, 35 with all the upgraded paint.
Any of these bikes, base price, the only color you're going to get is dark billiard gray, solid color. As you move up to any other color, black 600, white onyx 1200, iron horse metallic 1200, and then you get up to two-tone, you're at 2000. There's a couple two-tone options. So yeah, whenever we say those prices, those are base prices, and you are getting a billiard gray bike, period, at that base price if you want to go as cheap as you can. So, all right, big highlights. Did we talk about, let's see, CVO Street Glide ST. This is huge. Something I wanted to talk about. This was another thing where I'm like, Harley gets it. Harley gets it. And they're fixing some of the consumer feedback from past years. So going back, of course, King of the Baggers, boom, blowing up the scene. Shark nose, shark nose, shark nose, shark nose. And so then they come out a couple of years ago. I got to go down to Las Vegas with Harley, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I got to be introduced to the brand new then Harley-Davidson Road Glide CVO ST, and amazing bike. Very King of the Baggers, expires, some extra ride modes, Kyle Wyman custom mode from the factory race team and all that. Decked out with inverted forks and exposed canisters on the rear shocks and carbon fiber parts. Anyways, I had another one of my complaints for years was, okay, that's great. Let's not forget how King of the Baggers started. It started with batwing fairings. And then it moved to shark nose, and I think it's gonna maintain shark nose. But again, they left, like, why are you not making a Street Glide CVO ST? And I've voiced that for years. Well, here we are, 2026. This is another thing kind of got glossed over. This is huge, because there was a lot of pushback on that for years. Not taking care of, if I wanted an ST, I might want the batwing one. Well, now you have that option.
For racing bikes, it makes sense to have the fixed fairing, 100%. But I agree with you. There's more than just Road Glide, shark nose fairing guys out there. So why not offer them both? So it's nice that they finally did. Yeah. Whether you're going to race it or not,
well, nobody's racing these.
Yeah, make it an option.
Yeah, this is for status,
right?
Just give it an option, and they did. And again, I think it's because they listened, and there was some complaints about that stuff. So now, you want a CVO ST, race-inspired King of the Baggers bike, you have an option. And let's just jump in to that real quick, because I forgot the prices on that. So Grand American Touring, and then we go down to CVO Street Glide. Oop, I did that wrong. I clicked early, Lurch.
Oh, okay, that happens to you.
I stopped short.
Premature clicking.
CVO Street Glide. Where's the
ST?
There
right
it is.
there.
Yeah. So scrolling on
also
down.
Also a beautiful bike.
$45,000 for that race-inspired bike with the 121. These are not VVT.
Correct.
So the only CVOs that aren't VVT are the ST models, the race-inspired, because they've got a different cam in there and all kinds of stuff. They can tune them a lot better.
Easier,
race-inspired. You've got a couple color options. Beautiful bike.
Only black trim though on that one.
They did only go black trim on the ST models, both Road Glide and Street Glide STs. So that's something positive. If you were interested in an ST, you now just get your wallet, pull out $45,000, and you are the proud new owner of a Road Glider Street Glide ST. King of the Baggers, why don't you talk about, just remind people of some of the features of the STs?
Yes, so they are definitely King of the Baggers inspired, and they look, like a race bike. They've got, as you mentioned, the 121 non-VVT bike. Ride modes, got the extra ones like the Kyle Wyman one you mentioned. Carbon fiber components, like the front fender, and there's the front dash, I believe, or the tank dash. There's a little rear cowl that's behind your seat. That's carbon fiber. Titanium exhaust, so it's nice and light. You got the performance suspension with the inverted forks and the reservoir canisters hanging out the back. Solo seat. It's coming with the flat out bars, and it's a pretty good looking bike. I mean, it when you look at it, it screams performance to me.
Yeah. Oh, they are. They're beautiful. If I didn't want, if I just did more ripping around town and wanted to look cool and pick up chicks at the bar, that's the bike right
Absolutely.
there. But
I'd love to have both. I'd love to have one fully set up to tour. I'd love to have one like this.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah, because I can't have that for full touring for me. I just want the Ultra or the Limited for that. So why don't you move on and cover the we got to talk about Did we? I just want to make sure on the touring lineup, the regular street touring lineup, Grand American Touring, I think we kind of covered all that was out. Let's take a look at the website just to make sure on bikes, Grand American Touring. Scroll through that list for me.
Yeah. We talked about the Limiteds, which are the Street Glide and Road Glide. There's no change to the normal. So the Street Glide Limited, Road Glide Limited, we've talked about.
Yep.
The Street Glide and the Road Glide, no real change.
We talked about those in Chapter 1.
Yeah, those have been out. We've talked about the CVO Street Glide ST, the Road Glide ST, and the CVO Street Glide. I think we've covered them all.
Okay, let's move on to the Adventure Touring. And where was I on that? Down here somewhere.
Yeah, there's now a Pan America 1250 Limited. And so this is definitely a touring-based version of the Pan America. It's coming from the factory with aluminum luggage, tubeless laced wheels. It's coming with a quick shifter, which is nice. Coming with the crash protection bars from the factory and auxiliary lighting. So it's really set up and it's meant to tour, do some long distance on.
We're going to run over here in the website to Adventure Touring, and we're going to go to the Limited. It's you got some color options. Let's talk pricing. You're at 26,500 base model. That's going to get, of course, it's black trim because it's got the different motor and all that. Those only come in black trim. The Rev Max motor. And then as soon as you start bumping up, plus 700 white onyx pearl, so plus 700. So add 700 to that if you want one of the colors. I think this is one of the coolest colors, olive steel metallic for this type of bike. Really pops. There you go. It's set up. If you're a tourer, but you're more adventure oriented and not as much street oriented, and then this is the king of, in my opinion, of touring adventure bikes. And so go take a look at that guy. And then moving on, let's see. So I'm scrolling through the site here, Lurch. Hang on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the menus. I cannot find the Road King on here.
No, I've looked and I still
are
can't
you still
find it.
scrolling it too?
Can't find
What
it.
the fuck is going on here?
She gone.
We believe they just were like, we're done with the Road King. So why don't you give a little history on that and kind of what so I want to say this. In our video, we talk about it. We'll talk about it here. But in Chapter 1, a couple months ago, when we released that video, we made 3 predictions, and which we're going to roll into here. So first is the Road King. We made a prediction because we did not see it under a veil, and it wasn't on the website.
Yeah.
So
you could read between the lines and see that it was not coming. And there's been a lot of discussion on the internet, whether or not the Road King was going to be available in 2026. And it is not. In fact, you can see that the Road King over the last few years has kind of dwindled down. There was a Road King Classic, Road King Special. And it got to the point where there's just one option. You had the Road King Special, and that was it. And now she's gone. Does that mean it's gone forever? I don't know. Things come and go. Harley does mid-year releases. I'm not saying that they're going to do a mid-year release, but that'd be kind of a mind-blowing move to cut it, freak everybody the hell out, and then come back with a completely redesigned one in mid-year. Don't know if it's going to happen, but there's a lot of fans of the Road King out there that are really disappointed. I know that Harley's maybe trying to push them towards the Heritage, which is similar.
Right.
But I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I know there's a
Yeah.
lot of people listening to this podcast, smashing their phones or their computer screens right
Yeah.
now, Road King fans, and I get it. It's kind of nostalgic. It's a great bike. I like
Very versatile.
Yeah.
If you want to have one bike to do a lot with, you can strip it down, and it looks pretty badass, but you can also add stuff to it like a windshield and whatnot to make it a little bit better for touring.
Yep. And so I know that upset a lot of people with the Road King, and I know it's nostalgic, and I'm going to miss seeing it. There's a lot of custom guys that do a lot of stuff with Road Kings, but I don't think it was a big seller in recent years overall, and I think it's kind of faded. You got to look at what the lineup is, and Harley has to, they can't keep every biker on. They have to look at sales. And if people aren't buying Road Kings, which they're not, you don't see, just think of
fair. Yeah.
everybody we ride with. There's hardly any, you just don't see Road Kings that much.
You mentioned it earlier. It used to be a bike that was very highly customized.
Yeah.
That's moving into the Road Glide, Street Glide now with the Performance Bagger. Right now, the Performance Bagger thing is hot.
Yep.
Yeah, the customized Road King's just not quite as popular.
Yep.
Yeah, good point.
There's a culture for it.
For sure.
So I'm sorry for that. There's still a lot of used Road Kings out there. They're going to be around for, but it's like when they axed the Dynas. I know it pissed a lot of people off.
That made me sad.
Yeah, it made us sad. But you move on and you get over it. The company has to look at the best interest, or they're not going to be around if they don't cut models that aren't producing sales, and they can put that marketing and into the other ones. So I am sorry, and I don't think we're going to get a Road King mid-year. It's hopeful because you never know what will happen. But I honestly think that they axed the Road King. And Hardy's not one, people say, well, Hardy should just come out and say that. Well, they don't really talk about that stuff because they just want to gloss over and show you the new bikes and get you excited about that. And hopefully you forget that the Road King's gone. That's what all companies do when they axe products from their line. Don't worry about that. Look at this and this and this.
Over here.
Yeah, over here. Yeah. It's a total distraction, dude. I get why they do it. So anyways, RIP Road King. I'm just going to call it, dude, right now. So I'm very, very sorry. Okay. So, so the other rumored bike alerts, this is the other prediction we made.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through the menus here. I am not seeing the Bronx Street Fighter.
Nope, she's still not there either. It been like 6 years we've been looking for it. Still not there.
That was the, more street crotch rocket, if you will, a little bit exposed, not with plastics and stuff.
Cafe kind of look.
Kind of, somewhere in between.
Flat track, kind of futuristic,
Futuristic, yeah. Cool bike. And I really think they could hit a demographic with that. Younger riders and stuff. I would want one. I'm not saying I would get one because I don't have enough money, but I would want one. I do want one. And I want them to come out with it. But you guys all know that bike, and it's been rumored for many, many years. Don't think it's coming out. At this point, I keep having hope, but at some point we just have to say that idea has to die, and it might die right here in 26 for good. So we made that prediction, and then this was not on the menu either.
Yeah, there was a rumored $6,000 bike that Harley's going to come out with, and the renderings and the things that we saw on the internet called it a Sprint. It was like a 350 class bike. Harley and Indian and all motorcycle companies need to continue to bring in new riders. And Harleys are not cheap. It's a premium product. And in order to get some folks in there, you need to maybe offer a cheaper option that gets them into the brand, gets them brand loyal, and then they move up to something bigger. But we did not see that smaller bike at this launch, either in Chapter 1 or Chapter 2.
Yes. And so also let's move in and why don't you talk about, this is also out there, the Enthusiast Collection, the Liberty Edition for 2026.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with a friend of ours that's on the East Coast that works at a dealership, and he's seen these Liberty Editions, and he said that Street Glide is just gorgeous. The Eagle paint job that's on the fairing and the tank is just awesome. He said if you were wanting something nostalgic, something one of a kind, this would be something to go for. So this is the what they call the Enthusiast Collection, and they released it for 2026. This one is the 2026 Liberty Edition, which celebrates America's 250th anniversary. Happy birthday, America. And the models that they released are the Heritage Classic, the Street Glide, and the Street Glide 3 Limited. They've got unique paint. Like I mentioned, they've got very, very Americana. We've got the American Eagle on there. We've got some 1776 stuff and very cool colors. And there's like a blue tinted windshield that's on the Heritage and the Street Glide. The last several years when they've done these enthusiast collections, I think Harley's done a very good job with them. They look cool, and they are limited. So if you're looking to get something that's unique, this is an opportunity.
Sexy. We're looking at it here on our screen as we discuss it. And yeah, that's one that you probably could get, and you're not going to pass anybody else on the road with one of those because they're going to be so spread out.
Yeah, I don't think the enthusiast collection is for everybody. They come up with a different theme every year, and it's going to appeal to you or not. You know, a couple of years ago, they had the Pan America and the trike that came out with the kind of the military themed. I thought they were gorgeous, but if you're a military person, you might be drawn to that. This one I think would have a little bit wider appeal because it's celebrating America, but just they do a great job with them. I look forward to them every year to see what they come up with.
Yeah, so interested in that, go take a look. Like Lurch says, you got to see those, and I'm sure in person it's even better, always is, but even online, just some of the, there's a lot of things that are baked into those that you just kind of have to walk around the bike to see that are very unique to that bike, little, paintings and just, badging and different things like that. A lot of very subdued type stuff that you really just have to walk around to appreciate. So let's move into trikes and some improvements there. So I'll pull up the website here. Do you want that or do you want the notes?
Oh, no, let's just talk about
it.
Okay. Trike guys and gals, your time has finally come. You're not being left behind.
Yeah.
The last few years, they've had the old body style, right? So finally, in 2026 here, the Road Glide 3 is getting the new shark nose fairing. The Road Glide 3 is just going to be a trike with no trunk.
No lowers, no trunk.
No lowers.
Stripped down.
Stripped down. Badass look, actually. I've liked, when the Road Glide 3 first came out, I got an opportunity to see one. One of my neighbors had one. I thought, you know what? I don't ride a trike. I'm not necessarily a trike guy. I may be someday. But when I saw that thing, I went, damn, that looks really good. They did a nice job with it. Now they've added the Street Glide 3, and that's a limited. So that's going to have the full trunk, the same fairings as the two-wheeled versions. And then there's a CVO Trike 3 Limited, which is a really good-looking bike.
It is.
Great coloring.
Yes.
So the new body style with the way they shaped it really lends towards these 2 and 3 color paint jobs. It just is a gorgeous bike.
Here's the deal, Bikeaholics. Hogworks is built around two things riders actually care about: high-quality parts and customer service that stands behind them. That's why they become a go-to for Harley-Davidson and Indian aftermarket upgrades. And we're not just talking here. We run Hogworks parts on our own bikes because we want gear that fits right, looks right, and holds up in the real world. If you want to upgrade with confidence, check out the wide array of Hogworks products we proudly carry in the Law Abiding Biker store. Grab what you need and get back to riding. And if you don't see it in our store, hit us up on our contact form because we'd love to get it headed your way.
Whether you like a trike or not, when you look at that CVO Street Glide 3 Limited, it's beautiful. And you can get it in, it looks like it's got a chrome or black trim. But if you go chrome, you get the Electric Coast, which is a blue color. If you go black, you can get the Citrus Heat, which is gorgeous.
The Citrus Heat, you guys got to go look at this. Like, trikes don't usually catch my eyes, but the CVO, the CVO.
And that's got the 121 VVT in it.
Yep, 121 VVT. God, it's a good looking trike. Also, they really went and did a bunch of R&D and completely changed around suspension, right?
Yeah, they completely redid the rear end. The rear ends used to have 2.3 inches of suspension. They now have 5 inches of suspension. So they've basically doubled the suspension travel. They did some things like they moved the shocks to the front of the axle and some other stuff, but they're going to definitely handle a lot better now.
And just like the two-wheel limiteds, in your lowers, you've got the baked-in fog lights, running lights there, really good look. Everything's pretty much the same. You've got that new redesigned trunk like Lurch talked about with the
new Grand trunk.
Grand trunk that's kind of matching the lines of the tank and all that. I'm telling you, I'm not in the market for a trike. I don't want a trike, but this actually turned my head like for a minute before, so I could actually look and appreciate what they've done with this trike. And I think it's this color. Now, I like the chrome, of course. I like the blue. It's a nice color, but there's something with the black trim and the Citrus Heat that changes the look of the bike completely. The trike,
a little more aggressive.
I don't understand. It just makes everything. It makes it look totally different when you just switch colors on it.
Yeah. And they go from a chrome wheel on the chrome trim version, the blue, to the black wheels on the the citrus heat. It just looks a little more menacing.
Yeah, it does. But I love the electric coast too, and I like that with the chrome trim. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, trike guys getting some love. We didn't mention on the limiteds. You're getting taller windshield too on the two-wheel limiteds. Yep. We forgot to mention that. Let's go back here and see where we need to pick up what we have not covered. All right, so I think it is time for me to dive in and reveal which bike that I'm in the market for here in 2026.
If you've already watched the video of this, you'll know that I denied this request from Ryan. As a chief financial officer, you are denied.
Well, breaking news, Lurch, right here. Outlaw Biting Biker Media. So I am going to get a bike.
Okay, I guess I'll figure it out.
But anyways, guys, I'm thinking that I am going to go with, because some of you might have guessed it, because I basically built my 24 Street Glide out to be a Street Glide Ultra. So I'm just going to pull it up here and keep you in suspense a little longer. It's going to be a 2026 Street Glide Limited. If I can work all this out, I'm 99% sure, but there is a percentage, so I don't want people to get mad at me if I end up not getting it, but I'm pretty sure this thing is just, is the touring we're doing, and I kind of don't have to build it out. And I'm still touring too, like, to get a regular Street Glide and build it out, but this is coming with everything.
You've already got that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But it's, anyways, I'm looking at it, rotating around it. Of course, it's going to be chrome.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt it's going to be chrome because I'm a chrome guy. And I would still do a lot of stuff to it, of course, with our parts and accessories, just to get it decked out the way I wanted it. But I'm thinking colors. I've never done a two-tone bike. I'm always a solid color bike kind of guy. But I really, really like the what's called Purple Abyss and Vivid Black. And I've had whiskey, Amber Whiskey was my 14 Street Glide. This 24 is Whiskey Fire, orange, red, kind of, they're different, but I like those type of colors and hues. But the way they did this Purple Abyss and Vivid Black is really catching my eye. There's another two-tone, which Lurch likes a lot, which is the Olive Steel Metallic and Vivid Black. And I'm not completely against green. I'm not saying I won't get that one if I get one. I need to see that in person to appreciate that green. It just doesn't, I feel like it doesn't do it justice in regular lighting like that. So I'm not saying I'm against that, but online I steer towards the Purple Abyss and Vivid Black. What say you?
I like the green personally. It's got a metallic in it, which you can't really see online. So I look forward to seeing that in person. But you are a little flashier, and purple's definitely a little flashier than the green. Green's a little more subdued.
I tend to get flashy. That's for sure, dude.
If you get it though, it's going to be nicknamed Purple Rain.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we need some Purple Rain. All right, so there you go, guys. I'm kind of excited and to see if this is if I can make this happen and just look over some finances and things like that. But yeah, you may see me rolling this year on a 2026 limited.
The 24 might be up for sale.
Street Glide Limited. It may be. We'll put it out at the community first.
Oh yeah,
it's decked out and ready to go. All right, so here's the deal. I can't tell you guys a lot, but stay tuned. Get subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you're notified, because I am heading down for a press event and deal with Harley-Davidson in the beginning of March of this year. All I can tell you is it's going to be in the South Carolina, Georgia, and then we're going to end up in Florida. And there is a bike week going on when we end up in Florida. So just know that. But I'm going to get to some hands-on and some tour time. Let's just say that with the new bikes. I'm sure it'll be the limiteds and all that kind of stuff. We'll be swapping bikes and trying some different bikes, but nonetheless, it's going to be a huge event, and I will be there, and I will be releasing a video. We're going to try to get Lurch down there too for the tail end of this little deal we're doing. A lot in the works right now is what I'm saying, but I will be going to it, and I will be putting out videos on the Law Abiding Biker YouTube channel. Of course, we'll follow up with a podcast. And of course, while I'm doing the event and all that, I will be posting via Instagram at Law Abiding Biker, and same on Facebook, and pop a few things on the Tickety Talk and all the places that we are, but especially Instagram. That's our number one behind the scenes quick post place. If you're not over following us on Instagram, you are missing out.
Hopefully we have the opportunity to wander around Bike Week a little bit. And if we do, we'll put out some information where we're at, what we're doing. It just depends. We don't know at this point what our schedule is going to allow, but keep an eye out for us. And if we have the opportunity to be somewhere for a little bit of time, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and we're not even withholding that information.
No, we just don't know.
We simply, I know I'm going, and Harley has not released all the details to me yet. That's why I'm being careful, just kind of about what I told you is kind of what I know, actually.
Yeah.
I know we're going to be in South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And I just looked at the dates, and I know when that lands. So,
and I know folks would like to see us at all the events. It's just hard for us. We're a small bootstrap company, and if we're gone, it's hard to run this thing. So in the future, we hope to be able to attend more of those events. But
and it costs us a lot of money.
It does. It costs us money to go do them, But in the future, hopefully we can make some more of them. But there's a good chance you might see us wandering around.
Yes, sir.
With this one.
We'll put out information for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, make sure you're following us on all the social media platforms and YouTube. It's free, guys. If you haven't subscribed and you watch all our videos, it takes 1 second to hit the subscribe button. It helps bump us up in the rankings so more bikers around the world can find us and join this thing we call the biker revolution. All right. There's a lot of information. You got anything?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank a few people that donated.
Oh, yeah. Some donations as we're taking it out here.
We'd like to thank Lance Cummings of Santan Valley, Arizona, Carol Franklin of Rapid City, Michigan, and Tony Baker of Las Vegas, Nevada.
lawabidingbiker.com/donate. That's /donate. Helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank,
so we can keep this thing running on down the road.
And also on the homepage of the website, there's a big donate button too. And we are in the midst right now. I actually looked at it last night. A couple things on our main website at lawabidingbiker.com, not the store website, but the main website. We just dumped a lot of resources into a redevelopment, complete overhaul, if you will, of our main website.
So it can run lickety-split.
Lickety-split, and it's going to look modern.
Yep.
I looked at it last night. It's
right on.
It's just, kind of the aesthetic of it, and I was really pleased. They kind of sent me a developer version. So look forward to that. Also, we do appreciate the donations and the patron members because recently we lost some revenue because we decided to pull all advertising from our main website. So you guys know, you go to our recipe website or you go to other stuff.
All that crap pops up.
All that stuff pops up. It is income loss for us. We made that decision because it's really there as a resource. Like I said, we've been going for like 13 years. It's got 13 years of information. We want to help bikers, and that is a huge resource to go over to our main website and search for tires or search for air intakes or stage one, whatever you want. The search functionality is incredible, and there's articles and videos, and we just felt like that stuff was getting in the way a little bit, and we're hoping that because we decided to give up that revenue, which is important to us to run a business like this, that people would donate or become patron members. The less advertising we have to do, the better. We obviously do advertise, and we have a lot of the stuff's just for our own products in our own store, which just makes sense. But yeah, so you're going to have a smoother, and then not only is it a smoother experience over there without the commercials, hopefully within the next 8-10 weeks, we'll roll out the brand new looking website with the new aesthetic. It'll operate much the same, but it'll be a lot more user-friendly and modern, so to speak. So, yeah, we're always looking at how we can best serve the audience and our community. And it was a tough decision to make, but yeah, we did. So if you haven't been there in a while or you were frustrated because of ads, well, I would say there's no better time to head back over to the website and see how clean it is. And very easy, like I say, to find what you want. A lot of times we get emails from folks, and that's fine. We answer a lot of emails and help people in the store or on my website. But we've told you guys this before. Literally, somebody will ask, hey, I'm interested in a stage 1. We'll literally go to a video. We'll go to our website, search stage 1, and then we'll just send them the link to the website article that we found, because we don't know what's all on there because we've been doing it for so long. We forget what we have to search our own website. So it's a way to get a faster answer, but we do try to get to emails as quick as we can. Thanks, guys. Peace.